Hey guys, welcome to RedInterviews, where I interview people because it's fun and I want to. Also, today we have the wonderful SladeBlade, who has done, oh my word, pretty much everything I love. Um, but anyways, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, SladeBlade here, Minecraft cinematographer and part-time YouTuber.
Boy, you've done a lot. You worked for Aviator on Glenwood, and you worked for yourself for Hundreds of Lahara, and you're working on the new series, aren't you?
Yeah, I've worked with like plenty of other YouTubers as well. Probably for some series that you saw that I filmed on and whatnot. So I've worked with a lot of people.
Let's get started on the earlier stuff. You did a lot
Mhm.
of stuff on your own channel that I found, and I want to say this flat out. I love your stuff.
Thank
Like
you.
like the Minecraft Dimensions, the but yeah. So you did a superhero series that you privated, didn't you? Or
Yeah, that was such a long time ago. It was called The League of Light, and it was supposed to be like a machinima series, and one of my first like machinima series. And I started that back in 2014 with a lot of my friends, and we worked so hard on it. And when we came up with so many ideas and concept art and sets, but I just moved on to other things. And like we even made a film, like a almost an hour long film that we never posted. So I didn't feel like that would be right for my channel, so I ended up not getting posted. But I still look at it back and just it's a reminder how how far I've come
yeah,
from working on that short film.
yeah. So how'd you come up with the idea for the League of Light?
Oh man, I was with my good friend Clutch 4 years ago, and basically I had my skin with the mask and whatnot, and we were on like this little factions war against some of our other friends. So I was like, you know what, we need to be like a really cool group. So like, if I'm wearing a mask, you got to wear a mask. And he's like, fine. So he took some time, made himself a outfit. Kind of cool to like make a series, like a superhero series. And he's like, yeah. So like during and stuff and trying to kill people, we came up with this whole heroes, and I had my best friend Connor. He helped us with the planning and the storytelling and the scripting, and we started recruiting more and more people for the League of Light, and that's how I met Ash. I'm sure you already know Ash 503, and we had a casting call for the series, and she was some of the people that auditioned, and we became great friends since. So that's how the League of Light came to be. And I met so many cool friends of mine, even Tootsie, who voice actors as like Raven and Glenwood, and we've been friends 3 years now. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I've already interviewed her,
Mhm.
which is on my channel. If you guys want to go watch it, I probably will link it down in the description. But I've also talked to. Let's go into the next series. Monsters of Lahara, who I've talked to Hugo Jackson, who voices Benji. I've also talked to Dr. Bonehead, who voices. I just brain farted. Nathan? No.
Nathaniel.
How'd you come up with the idea for monsters?
Well, yeah, Monsters is the kind of like prequel to Hunters. Hunters of Lahara was
What I meant.
um, yeah, it's called Hunters of Lahara, and
Right.
um, it was Clutch and I that came up with the idea for Hunters of Lahara because I really want to work on more. This was essentially one of my first legitimate like RP series that I made on my channel, and we wanted to make a really cool concept because we really liked Monster Hunter, and Fairy Tale. We loved those like Hunter is a video game and Fairy Tale is an anime, and we took two inspirations and we formed them together to make Hunters of Lahara. A land where monsters rule the earth and hunters go out and fight, and these kids are put into an academy and train most of their lives to become monster hunters. And obviously, we put in the feline called Hadis, and yeah, I also came up with the name Flahara with my best friend Connor, and we put Hunters at the beginning of it, Hunters of Flahara. And I've worked on it. The first episode was supposed to be a teaser. There was no legitimate like script for the first episode, so the first episode's a series of character introductions, but ended up becoming the first episode, which was kind of hilarious. I did make a teaser for the series, and I filmed it all by myself. No one helped me with that. I worked with a lot of NPCs and teaser, and everyone's into it. I hyped up the series a lot, and people just enjoy the series. It's one of my series on my channel, and a lot of people are asking for season 2. Since I've been so busy with working with other people, I haven't been able to film Hunters that much. I'm working on Monsters of Flahara, which is a prequel to the series with another YouTuber by the name of Xylophony. So I'm really excited to continue work on that. We've made a lot of progress, and we're going to continue making progress throughout the spring, and hopefully come out before summer.
Yeah, so it's a really good idea. I'm really excited to watch that one as well. So yeah, you had the idea about the Minecraft Dimensions. You did that as a series, didn't you?
Yeah, that's like a three episode to like the first episode was a bit confusing for people because it was part 1 and a part 2 for episode 1, and I wanted to start continuing the episode when they got through the first dimension. I got a lot of inspiration from like Stargate and just other dimensional series. I looked at going through different dimension, all these different scenarios like pirates or like aliens or something like, or like derpy people. So I thought that was a really cool concept, and I worked on it. Another thing was this map called Broville V2 or V11, and they had this really cool laboratory called Solar Corp, and it was like a city map, but in this laboratory was an adventure map. It was Portal inspired, and as I played through it, I was like, maybe we can do something with this abandoned laboratory or whatnot. And we started building a tower and made up the story of Minecraft Dimensions. Unfortunately, I couldn't work on that one. It didn't do good. I wanted to focus on Hunters more than Minecraft Dimensions, but I might be bringing it back so I can start posting again on my channel, just for something that'll be easier to produce and still, and enjoy watching my channel and my content.
Yeah, no, I can say I personally really enjoy the Minecraft Dimensions. The idea, the concept, the way it was, the mystery behind who is who, and why did you guys get these letters and whatnot? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think, let me try to think. There was that one, the island of something, wasn't it?
It was Zaharia's Island, I believe. So,
you just did a teaser trailer for that.
Did you want me to talk? Yeah, I made a trailer for that, and look, one teaser. Basically, that's a series that me and Ash wanted to work on during the summer, but she had so much, schoolwork, which we had to work and our schedules weren't working out. So the series didn't come out, but we still wanted to come out sometime in the future because we love the concept to it, and like there's a big story, and it's supposed to be like a survival series, like a first-person role play mostly. And I would have loved filming that series and filming first person with Ash because I love her so much and she's like my best friend. So yeah, we're still working on that. Hopefully in the future that'll come back. It's just a nice little idea to have if we ever want to make a more original RP. And yeah, it's a mystery. It's a mystery, definitely. And no one really knows what it's fully about, but I'm sure people will enjoy it if they see my other content and enjoyed that. So I'm excited to work on it in the future.
Yeah, I think I can speak for some of the fans when I say I'm definitely excited to see anything you really work on, though. So, I mean, anything that comes from your channel or from you, I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
But that brings us, I think, was there any other role plays besides that? Besides Glenwood, of course?
I think that's pretty much it so far.
Yeah.
Just little things here and there. Not full legitimate like role plays, but I filmed some stuff for people.
Yeah. And then, okay, so let's start talking about Glenwood. That series is very good. It is, yeah, it's really good, and you've gotten a lot of attention because of it, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean,
It's a series I enjoyed working on.
yeah. It's really good, and I have to say my favorite part is definitely the cinematography, not just because I'm on call with you. Um, but I think my favorite part is
Hmm.
just the directing and the look and the camera angles and stuff. So I believe that's all on you, and I think that's really really good. So I like to praise that. Um,
Thank you.
mm, and also like to just say that Will has just been one of my favorite characters right now, just overall, like if anything. Again, not just because I'm on call with you, um, but I think I mentioned cosplaying him to you before, which last time I checked you were fully
Yeah.
okay with. Um, but I'm still working on that, and I will post it on their channel as soon as I get it done. But and of course send you a picture. And of course I hope that I do it
Yeah.
well.
I'm
um,
sure it wouldn't be difficult.
I have the hoodie, the pants so far, and I have the drawing of the wings. We just need to get this stuff to make the wings themselves, which shouldn't be too bad. Just need to get the funds for it, whatever.
Hmm.
But um, so Tootsie had when she was on call, we had talked about how Avier was looking for ideas and stuff. Could you talk about the story behind that?
He was asking like if I wrote a lot of my RPs, and of course I did with some help with some friends. But at the beginning of Hunters, I wrote most of that. But as like the season was ending, a lot of my friends helped me. And I said yeah, and I filmed and edited all of that. And he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'd totally love to hire you for some stuff." And then I would like talk to Ash about it because many times like she's my best friend. We're a package deal sometimes when it comes to projects. So I talked to her about it, and she already had a series that she was working on, Glenwood, that she's been writing ever since she was in middle school. And I pitched the idea to Aviator, and he loved it. And instantly we started working on it. We started bringing it to life. And 2 or 3 weeks later, we the first episode was already made, and yeah, it was late, I believe. We started the series, and a lot of fans seemed to love it. It was an original concept. I had a lot of fun filming the series.
Now, are you all done filming Glenwood or not yet?
Yeah, I'm officially. I'm most likely done filming for Glenwood. I know I trust other cinematographer who is just as good as me. Will be taking over the series.
So
Hmm.
my understanding is you have nothing really to do with the filmography or the recording of Glenwood Daycare. Is that right, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, I didn't film that series. It was another team that filmed that series, basically, and a lot of them did the writing, the editing, the filming. Um, just because I was so busy, we film another series, so we had another team take over Glenwood Daycare, which was more of a prequel, obviously, and what their lives were like before they got fused with animals.
Right,
It
right,
was
right.
something cute and adorable for the younger fans.
Yeah, yeah. Um. So I have. Okay. So let's talk about Will in Glenwood for a bit, shall we? He. I feel like he has changed a little bit, like not drastically, of course, but like I feel like he's become more confident, more. Well, I mean, it all depends. And I have to congratulate you, and I'm gonna talk about this right quick. I'm gonna talk about spoilers, so spoiler warning. But there was an arc that went on where he started liking Ryder, and he got really comfortable around him. But then Ryder left, and I have to congratulate you on the fact that your voice acting really showed that you were scared and you were hurt and you didn't really know. I mean, you knew what to do, but like you were still hurt. Like you wanted to see him and you couldn't. So, congratulations.
Mhm.
Like, good job.
Thank you.
um, but how long have you been doing acting or voice acting?
I've been doing voice acting since 2014 when I first started the League of Light. That was my first time voice acting in Minecraft cinematic or whatever. I did a lot of theater in middle school and high school, and I absolutely loved it. I love acting, and I love voice acting the most. And I try to learn from the characters I play, like what kind of situation they're in, how would they feel, and I try to mix it on with my own emotions, like how would I feel about this as well, and then I like mix it together, and then I come out with the perfect emotion, in my opinion, for that situation. Like as for like I like somebody and they had to go to college, I would be kind of upset, but I would be also be like, yeah, they're doing their own thing. They're trying to succeed, but
Yeah, I know
I
what you mean.
really like them, and I'd be upset about it. So I
Yeah,
implemented some of my feelings to Will, and a lot of fans seemed the chemistry between my character and uh, writer's character.
yeah. Now there was a scene in season 3, I think, where Will goes to a party, and there's a scene where he's in the bathroom and he is very broken and he is very hurt. He was just embarrassed in front of everyone. He came to a party he wasn't really comfortable at, but because Ryder convinced him to, he came to the party. That way everyone knows where I'm talking from. Was there It gave off very Dear Evan Hansen. Is it Dear Evan Hansen or Be More Chill? Shoot,
It's be more chill,
it's Be
by the
More
way.
Chill.
It's called
Yeah, I don't know
right
why I thought
now
Dear Evan
that
Hansen.
I did not. Yeah, I did not even know of the show when I filmed that episode. I just, where would any other person go if they're feeling upset or wanted to like break down? They would normally go to the bathroom in parties, and it's what I used. I had no idea about Broadway, and I know that they have a song called "Michael in the Bathroom." I guess it just worked out pretty well. A lot of fans realized that and wanted me to sing that song, but um, I believe I did at some point in Glenwood. I did sing that song, just because viewers compared that episode to the Broadway show, because like the similar situation happens in the show.
Right, right.
So yeah, that did happen, but I had no knowledge of the Broadway show when I did film it.
Right. Which my question was, did you have prior knowledge? Did you do it on purpose? Which you just said you didn't. So I mean, I guess not.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one of the scriptwriters already knew about it, but when I filmed it, I had no knowledge about it.
Gotcha. But again, it's very powerful. The voice acting, the scene, the music, just everything comes together for just a beautiful scene, which just, mwah.
Thank you. Yeah,
um,
that was a fun episode to edit as well. Just because like I never personally been to a legitimate party before, but I've seen movies, and I know I would have it wouldn't be like as big, but since for the sake of shows, it was a bit crazier, and yeah, I loved editing and filming that episode.
yeah. Um, Again, just really good. Another question I have is, will this sounds really fanboyish like, but I am just a big fan of the show. Will Will ever say I love you to Ryder, or just probably not?
So I sure hope so. I hope like he says it before the season finale. I hope that he'll be able to like bring out his like undying love for Ryder. The guys had a lot of chemistry, but nothing was really stated. There was no
Yeah,
labels at all, and that's what I loved about it. Like there was no labels whatsoever. There were two people who felt intertwined with each other and got to know each other a lot, especially with Will and Ryder being roommates.
yeah,
And you see that grow. Obviously when Ryder was first introduced to the series, he was into Talon,
yeah,
and Will was like okay, because like a lot of people would be into Talon, but he never really had someone like him. And when that first began to like start, he didn't really know what to do with it.
yeah.
Um, And then when when Will and Ryder became roommates, they got they got to know each other a lot better and more. And this was to the point where Will would rather hang out with Ryder than anybody else because they understood each other. And I feel like Will wouldn't really talk to Talon about certain things because he wasn't sure that she would understand, but Ryder could because they both have similar interests with each other, and so that's why I love their chemistry so much, so much. And they wanted a private spot as well, so there was a place on the set I saw. It was like a huge hill, and on that hill there was a tree, and so I really wanted them to be on the tree, like sit on the tree. And I thought it was kind of ironic because Will was an eagle and like bird related, so like sitting on the tree, it's so ironic and whatnot. But I thought it was perfect, because the sunset would always be behind them or in front of them. And no, it would be going on in front of them. And I just loved that was happening in the shots, and it would always be sunset, and it'd be beautiful and romantic, and I just loved it. So I sure hope so that Will does, say that he loves Ryder after all this time for like, two seasons of them, being, just hanging out and being together.
Yeah, and I have to say one of the biggest reasons I like them, and I'm a fan of their ship or whatever you want to phrase it. I'm sorry if I sound like fanboyish, but like is because they have some nice chemistry, but it's not forced. It's not, it's not a guy and a girl. Oh, look, it's so forced. No, it's casual. It's realistic. It's this type of stuff would happen in real life, or do happen in real life. It's not a case of, oh, look at Hollywood just messing it up again. No, it's being real. It's being realistic. It's being fantastic. Like, I just loved every part of it. And, yeah.
A lot of fans loved it. I feel like that's why a lot of fans love the show, because despite, them have animal features, they're still young adults. They're teenagers, and we all have, issues, whether it being insecurities or, being popular or just having a really, really bad time. It was still realistic. There was nothing really out of place other than obviously the animal features, but they still have the same feelings, and everyone has emotions. So like, that's why I feel like fans would like love this series just based how realistic the characters were.
Yeah, that is one reason I liked it, is because they're realistic. So here's a question. I heard your original Minecraft song. And I have to say, good job. I really like it. I really love it. How long have you sung? Have you sang? Sing?
How long have I sung for?
Song sounds weird.
Jeez. Probably since I was like in the third grade, I've been singing. I've always been trying to, work on my singing, and I was in choir in middle school and twice in high school, and I just love singing. I love expressing myself. Anytime, like if I'm having a bad time or I'm just not having a great day, I would always grab my uke and I'd just start strumming and making up words out of my head. And normally I would just find myself like tearing up because of how strong the words are and how it's coming out of my mouth. You'd be surprised, like if you just start blurting out stuff, it'll take an emotional grab to you. And I just loved singing. I loved being able to express all my emotions, and it's one of the most beautiful things that I know I could probably do. It's just so relaxing and enjoyable, especially being the ukulele, one of the most relaxing instruments out there. And so, I've been singing for quite some time, most definitely. But I started grabbing the uke and playing. Like last summer, I started learning how to play uke, and now I could say I know how to play an instrument. Yeah, it's really cool. So
But yeah, no, I have to say the reason I mentioned that is because I heard you sing on Glenwood. I've heard the bloopers and stuff where you just start singing to your body actors. It's just all
Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm notorious for it. Where like if I'm with my team and we're waiting on something to be done, like either having PCs worked out or like something else, I just start playing some songs. Um, and some body actors love it, but I've done it so many times to the point where like, okay, Slade, we get it. You like, you can stop now. Um, and I just enjoy it. It's mostly just practice for me, and practice with the audience because I'm really comfortable with the people I work with, especially like the people who've like worked with me in Glenwood, and um, I do that. I should probably like tone it down a little bit, but it's just something I do every now and then just to relax or just chill and play a little strumming song for the body actors so they can have something to listen to, if they're not. So um, that's why I mostly like playing the ukulele and trying to implement it to the role plays I work on. Glenwood so far is the only one. Uh, I know that Will's sang plenty, probably the most out of anyone in the entire series. He's sang a lot of songs. And I know there was the music video that was really fun to film, and one of the rallies where like everyone's doing musicals, and then him writing original music for Ryder. That was fun to play, and there might be some more. And during the finale, maybe he'll write a song for Ryder, and that's how he confesses love. I'm not entirely sure, but I like implementing my music into my role plays.
now. Is there anything of the now? I asked this to brain farted her name Tootsie, and I asked this to Tootsie. Is there anything you don't like about the Glenwood fan base or the fan base on your channel or any of your role plays or anything like that?
Um, I honestly don't know. I never really had a problem with the fan base. They're so sweet and wonderful, and they really care about the show and the people who work on it. And like love there's so much art, and I love them all. They work so hard on it to give appreciation for the show. They're just sweet people. I'm sure Tootsie said a couple things. She's an interesting gal, but I love the fan base. I love the appreciation and the love that goes to it because it's something I work so hard on, and them showing that they love it. It just proves that I should work more and harder, to give them what they love. All these stories, and so I have nothing against the fan base. They're wonderful, fantastic, and I really wouldn't trade them for any other fan base.
Now, I believe the reason she said was that this was back in season 2, where they kept changing their ship, who they ship with who, like every other episode, and it was kind of getting annoying. Like stick with a ship. I mean, jeez.
I mean, anything could have happened. I don't really blame them for trading ships, um, because like literally anything can happen. Um, the waves can turn and whatnot, but yeah, I don't blame it. Yeah, is any possibility,
Yeah.
really.
Now I don't know how much you want to talk about this because this happened a while ago. And I don't want to open up a wound or anything. And let me know if you don't want to talk about it. But the stuff about the stuff that happened between you and the Glenwood team and the AFMAO team. Did you watch the AFMAO before recording or playing Minecraft at all, or?
When I got into Minecraft, yeah, I've like seen some half now here and there. Me and Ash met them in Minecon 2016, and I was fangirling because like her channel. I wasn't a diehard fan, but I've seen some of her videos and took inspiration from them, especially just only the camera angles. I wanted to take her story concept or like her, the filming style necessary, like them using shaders and whatnot. I'm just like you're just looking at some angles and taking some inspiration off that. But yeah, when that happened, it was breaking, especially for me and Ash, just meeting our icons and people that we looked up to, and then this stuff like sort of happens. It's a real eye opener when people you look up to do that. I know that I was definitely more upset than Ash, but she totally stopped it with the photo that we took with them in my you got to be careful with who you inspire, because they might get bigger and just take your like advice and just grow. We took that advice, and now we're here. We are. Ash is working with Reggae Rocky. She has a successful channel, and she's doing great. I'm so proud of her, and I'm working with really cool YouTubers and making a living out of it. So yeah, everything's great right now. But when that happened, it was something. Definitely something. That's all I'm gonna say. Something.
Yeah. Now, isn't what just happened was Jason went on and said that you guys were copying him? Not actually FMO going on record, but I mean, hey, you never really know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just about some merch and whatnot. People had different opinions about the situation. Me and Ash were not specifically like in charge of the merch decisions. I thought it was a bit iffy having that type of merch being put out, but at the end of the day, it's Aviator's decision on what goes out, including merch. So it just sucks because the FNL team knows about me and Ash, and the fact that we worked with Aviator, so that might burn some bridges. I hope that someday that I'd be able to work on Blue Jay Studios with FNL, but yeah. I have got a long way before any of that can happen. So yeah.
Have you tried being voice actor, or are you just kind of focusing on the directing stuff aspect?
I could definitely be both. I rather prefer, filming than voice acting, because I can't change my voice as much. If you notice, a lot of my a lot of the characters that I voice act either have a higher pitched voice or like a lower pitched voice. I was asked to do something in between or like something completely different. But I want to definitely work on my voice acting and see what lengths my voice can go and how different I can be from my normal voice. So I'd love to keep practice for voice acting, but for now, I'd rather prefer filming and editing voice acting. But if I'm hired to do voice acting, I can totally do it.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
Yeah.
I currently star in the famous films My Werewolf Boyfriend, which is a new season. Hopefully that series blows up. I really hope the team the best, because it has a lot of potential. We got to see where it goes.
Yeah. Now, how many online friends have you met in real life?
I've met Tootsie in real life. I've met Ash. Obviously, I've met Ryan. I've met Matt. Who else? I'm sure that's like the only online friends that I've met. I would love to meet more. Especially I've been wanting to go to PAX East, but unfortunately I couldn't. And a lot of my my good friends are going, and I'm gonna miss that opportunity to go. It's very sad, but it just happens when you don't have enough funds and don't have enough free time to actually go to. I hope to do that sometime during the summer if there's any cons, but I can't really do it right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So do you have any advice for upcoming Minecraft directors or voice actors, anything of that sort?
Yeah, just do the best you can be. And if you think you're not the best, practice. I didn't start filming Machinimas until 2014, 2015. And every Machinima was recognized by Newscape Pro, which is another one of my big inspirations. And he commented on it and he loved it. And I was like, wow, I should probably keep doing this. So the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And the more you'll understand it and just get used to it. Like I did League of Light. I filmed so much for that, but yet so about it, because to me, I consider that for filming and cinematography. Just gotta keep doing it, like keep at it, keep practicing, just learn. Obviously, no one's gonna be perfect the first time, um, but that's why you want to try to improve, especially with voice acting. Like even I'm struggling with voice acting, but with filming, I think I've gotten a pretty good hand with it. You know, I've gotten so much used to it that I can probably film anything decently, I believe. So yeah, just keep practicing. That's all you can do. Practice, practice, practice. That's my advice.
Now, before we go, is there anything you want to plug or you want to say to the audience?
To my audience, thank you so much for still supporting me, even though that my channel's been dead for quite a while. Thank you so much for supporting the work I've been doing for other people and my filming style. Thank you for loving the characters I play and just enjoying them. And that's what I strive for you guys to enjoy the stuff I make and take inspiration from that to make your own role plays and do wonderful at it. So thank you guys so much for, sharing your love and support for just me in general and the stuff I work on.
All right. I think I've taken enough of your time. So how about we end this episode and I'll see you guys